Hey guys, it's Pulse6 again. Gonna be doing a second VOD review for the channel. Today just gonna be looking at Nixel versus Titan versus Gladiators 2CP. So this was a 3-1 match, and Vancouver Titans beat Gladiators pretty easily in all the other maps. Um, but Gladiators held them pretty well on Paris, and I want to go over the reason why. So just speed this up a bit. Look at the team comps, talk about them a little bit before we get started. So Gladiators holding with, I really hate how these titles get swapped at the top, it's really annoying. Gladiators holding with Bunker Bastion, obviously, Sombra, Anna, Bat. It should be pretty obvious what's happening with the core of this comp, the Bunker core. I know people do get confused about the Winston edition, like why is there two main tanks? It's because Winston is basically retardedly strong on this point. And why is that? Because when the Titans eventually reach the point, they're going to get primaled off by Raw. It's very easy to just primal people off the map here. And it's also very easy to build primal. Teams that need to move around the bunker, so for instance, a Goats comp would have to move either left, sorry, let me move this up a bit. So running Goats, you'd have to run through these flanks. Moving through the right flank gives you 1, 2, 3 zones for Winston to simply just wait at the door and cleave as you walk through, which is like 30% ult charge for free. Moving left side gives you 1. Honestly, maybe 2. I don't really think there's much of a chance of getting zapped down here. So maybe just like around here, 1 and 2. So left side is always better because you get zapped less by Winston. That's the basic premise of it. You get zapped about 3 times, Winston gets primal, and you're done. So Bunker forces all of this LOS, everything around this is now forced, excluding this house, these stairs with a Iron Shield, and this part here with a Iron Shield. So basically you'd see Titan, usually you'd see Goats just like move through these sections because they're a cover from the Bastion, and you want to basically force Orisa Bastion comps to rotate. That's when they're weak. Once you force them to move, simply by maybe even going to point, now they might have to move like into a different position to actually shoot the objective, because like Titans could hide behind this pillar here to contest or to capture. So I would say Bastion would need to move back to maybe even just point the second they see Titans rotate around them. So let's see how this goes. So again, yeah, the Winston is basically used for primal in case Titans do reach the point before rotation can be made with the Bastion comp. So we see Titans come out with Symmetra, Bap, Ana, triple tank. Just some free ult charge from Decay, it looks like. Gets a hack on the Diva. So do they force Decay out? Usually you want to actually force out a Sombra before you continue your trade transition. Yeah, they forced him out. So I think this was actually talked about on the live game. They're basically looking to get a telly up into that little gap there. It looks like they're aware of this. Looks like Gladiators have actually come up across this before, because you'll see, like, it should be clear, but if the Bastion's sitting behind the shield, he can't actually shoot the telly. Clearly, they've rotated. They know what's happening. The whole team is actually rotated. Let's have a look at this. So they instantly demolished the telly. Hydration's sleeping. Oh, he's underneath the bastion. Okay, he just got slipped now. So he's not going to be able to put up a new shield. I doubt that'll affect anything. Or instantly jumps out. And Titans make their transition. So like I said, moving through this spot here, you're going to take cleave from Raw for free if you try to chase him at all. If you aggress into past this line here, which you would need to actually cleave Raw, Shawfall can now shoot you and zap you down. So they're forced around. We're going to look at how Gladiators transition to meet this flanking route, I guess you could call it. Not really, but so the BAP, what's it called? BAP field goes down. I guess that's just used to get a safe transition through, as hydration uses the pull, because Shawfall is going to get so much damage out. I doubt they're actually able to like survive without the BAP. I'm sure they've done this before. Yeah, they have so much heals. Like Annonade plus BAP is just crazy heals. And they're basically looking to just push, like force their tanks onto the point. It's not even goats. Like I was wrong to call it goats. They don't have speed boost. They've just got Sim, Ana, BAP. It's a really interesting comp that I guess they created, or some team might have created. They copied it maybe to counter this Bastion Winston comp. Yeah, I mean you don't really see Titans do this sort of thing either. They usually just stick to goats, but we'll see about this season. So, yeah, Shaz landed a huge anti-nade, I think. You just throw it against this wall here as they transition in. It's pretty simple. So let's see. They're gonna wait for their BAP. I don't think they can afford to, but they can't exactly mate up. So okay, so he swaps to Lucio. And now Decay's going to hunt him down. Now, this does put Gladiators in a weird position. Why is that? Because this isn't really a great position to actually shoot at the payload, I mean the objective. So if Titans were to rotate around and contest to capture, they would have the advantage, as Gladiators are now forced to move in. Unless they want to set up a crossfire with Decay without EMP. They don't. So I'm thinking that Gladiators would like to move onto the point and set up there just to force Titans away, but they don't want to allow Titans the opportunity to meet up with their Lucio, who's hacked by the way. Looks like he's gonna die. Gets the Mega. Yep, so they're capping. So now we've set up the crossfire with Decay. He's got EMP basically. I think we're gonna see him just jump in with EMP soon. Raw contest payload objective. Yeah. I don't actually get any follow-up on him. And that's because, like I said, this is a really awkward position to actually shoot at people from. Yeah. So there's the primal. Wants to knock him off the map. No success. Oh. Nope. So now Gladiators have to attack this point. The second they commit their Orisa barrier, it means that Titans are now able to actually decide if they want to push past it and take an aggression, because they know the limit of where Gladiators can fight. So instantly burst down the shield of the Sim and shatter straight after. Looks like Bastion and Orisa. Orisa fortifies through it. Meanwhile, they've nanoed. Who? Probably Bastion. Shaz gets assassinated. Looks like Titans are just gonna clean this up. Yep, that's unlucky. I think the main issue was Gladiators actually not just transitioning to point. They should have just bunkered up on point. They don't have enough pressure. If the team just wants to like kept the point behind this thing, then Bastion can't do anything about it. They needed to be set up like over here, like below the point. It's unlucky.
Objective lost. New defense point. Objective B.
Moving into next fight, Titans of Grav and Diva Bomb. Grav Bomb and Sim War. Gladiators have Bastion, yeah, and their damage boosters. Slow this down. So I want to look at how Titans plan on actually contesting the objective. We have Raw taking it off angle. I'm assuming this is just because he covers the crossfire, I suppose. I mean, I guess he gets some zaps in. He forces like Titans to actually move around a bit as well. So if they were to just chill around here, just keep soft diving up, like in this area here, just soft dive up, fall back down, and just keep building ult charge for himself and for his supports. I guess that might be the reason. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't see how Winston could actually get much value on this point compared to the first point. So do Titans want to actually push all the way around? It's hard to tell. That's a huge pull by hydration. Huge pull into a huge cleave. Hack Stever. And he like Raw just got like 50% ult charge from that. That's incredible. Like a Orisa pull into Winston cleave? That seems pretty strong for how much value they just got. I'm guessing they just want to swap off after this. Yeah, some cleanup. That was really cool. Unless Shaz got a... Did Shaz get a anti-nade? So gonna look at Raw. No, just the wrist pull. It's crazy. Alright, I'll let him reset. So I want to see if they make any swaps. Raw is still on Winston. Sets up in the same position. I mean, like I honestly, I imagine that's the only reason Raw's playing in these corners. So if they were to go this corner, I imagine he'd play this corner and he'd just zap them down in between pillars here. That's pretty interesting. Just keep some Titans on their feet. And Raw's an insane Winston. Like, okay, so a lot of ults coming out from Titans now. Let's see how they start this. So they straight away put the wall down. I imagine Gladiators just want to respond by using Big Goose's ult. Just to apply a shit ton of damage. Because like this does nothing to affect Raw. He's still gonna like just cleave you as you come in. And because you don't have a brig, you have no way to stop him. Unless you sleep him. You just have to sleep him. That's it. Yep, so you respond with Bongos and Babble. Does he just break the wall? Yeah, it looks like Shuffle is just breaking the wall. Meanwhile, they're using the small pocket of cover, slides the point, but they're not actually able to contest the point too much. Here's the Diva Bomb. It's going to land straight on top of Shore 4, it looks like. Yeah. He lives through the BAP field. It's funny. Straight away he ults. Shore 4 gets shattered. He's in a grab as well. He's getting swung on by a nanoed Ryan. So all these ults just to kill Shawful. Shawful finally goes down. He wake Bumper from his sleep. A huge EMP. They also nano hydration. I don't think that was necessary. Great anti onto Twilight. Insane anti. Just kills the whole push from Titans. That you invested so many ults, you can win. But I imagine they'll just be swapping to goats here. Nope. Yep, there's the goats. Do they stay on Anna? Yep, so sticking to Anna goats. This has a bit more threat to Raw. So Raw's gonna be a bit more careful here. He can't get stunned. But I really like the idea of Gladiator. Gladiators are really smart when it comes to these thinking these pushes because you have Decay coming from one side, you have the Cleave just zapping everyone in here from Raw. You deny them from flanking because if Titans were to push in from here, you just have Raw pushing behind them, keep cleaving in them, shoot them from the front, so they can't just sit there. They can't just be patient and sit there, wait for resources to push on you. I guess that's the point of the Winston, to keep Titans on their feet, so they can't ever just take a break and sit still for a sec. So they create a really nice crossfire. I mean, there's no cover, if you get what I mean. So if I look from Shawfall's point of view, oh, oops.
Looking for me?
The only cover is behind these. So behind this pillar and behind this wall. Standing here puts you in the middle of Shawfall's shooting. Bastion, whatever. Sitting behind these pillars, this cover gets used up by Raw. So it's basically just alternating. Do you want to stand inside of Bastion or do you want to try and remove Raw from fucking your day up? Like, it's a really cool comp. So they do actually just move through to the front there. I guess that's because now with anti-sleep, Briggs shield everything, like you can't afford to really let them just get super close range to you. Especially if you don't get a hack on the D.Va. So they rotate to the back of the point, which is good. That's a great rotation. Because now Titans are forced to come in through here, or move back around, take more cleave from Raw, just have him jump away. By pushing onto point from the front, Gladiators have forced Titans again into a crossfire. That's all they're looking for. They're looking for these crossfires. So either Bumper shields up against the Bastion and gets hacked by the Sombra, or he shields the Sombra and gets shot by the Bastion. It's pretty straightforward. He should die here. I can't see how he'd live. Twilight doesn't have ult. You can't save him. Unless, like, Shawfall really can't see Bumper. Yeah, so Bumper uses the statue and Slime commits beat. So that's huge. They want to take advantage of this beat drop to actually rush and like, reduce the distance. So while this beat's going on, you want to just rush them down to get the most value out of your beat. So I expect the speed boost to come in here and all of Titans to push forward, ignoring Roar and Decay in their backline, so they can take a 6v4 in the Bastion core of the comp. See how this works out. Hydration almost has bongos there, which could turn around the whole fight, and Raw hasn't primal, so he'll be able to stall or at least cause a bit of distraction. So it won't be a total 6v4. Yep, so they rush forward, close the distance, try and take a 6v4. Bongos it down. Bomber is it just gets absolutely burnt. Like, so much damage. Yeah, Batport plus bongos, it's crazy. It's just you can't push towards it. It's very similar to Helios Well when you play the Aristocompass goats, because goats doesn't want to close the gap in a straight line due to the well, the environmental. It has to keep rotating around you, so you have a shorter rotation as the Aristocomp. Nice. Same principle. You have a shorter rotation because you can rotate on point as gladiators, whereas Titans have to rotate around the point. They have a long rotation, so gladiators are safe to just set up on the point if they need to. So this time we're seeing Titans attempting Winston Goats. It looks like they're going to hard dive onto the Bastion with Nano and Winston, I assume. So Decay can obviously scout that there's only 4 of the people coming through the right side here. I wonder where Raw should be fighting. I think Raw should be on the left side with Decay. And the second that, so here's what I expect is going to happen. These 2 tanks will move through this position. These guys will take cover, and the second Bumper jumps in, he leaps in, Nano. He causes a fucking huge distraction, right? In the meanwhile, I think Raw should be pressuring all these people away from these exits. He wants to try and 1v4 these people while Bumper does his own little 1v4. And then I guess in the end you would just have the Diva to contest point against. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Diva would just to cap the point, I guess, and also obviously to DM. So I guess Diva would probably shift down to this location and DM, like, because obviously Bastion can't shoot you if you're sitting here, so you just DM upwards. It's nice. So Bumper goes in, gets the Nano, gets the bubble. Jano follows, actually goes to high ground with him. Meanwhile, Gladiators have just split. Shawful uses his ult. Does he ult into the right room, or does he ult Bumper? There's the MP. That's really good. It gets 5 people. Holy shit! Holy shit! 5 people. So now like 5 people can't follow up on Bumper, but Jono's with him. He's not getting feed. Shawfall gets nanoed. Yep. Gets the DMAC on Jono. Meanwhile, Rules. Yep. So actually, Rule did actually jump into their backline, like I said he should. That's good. Gets the kill on Nana, and that's the end of this fight. So we're gonna skip to the next fight. So Gladiators making the swaps. Raw now swapping to Orisa Hydration on Junkrat. I want to see how they position before I make any assumptions about how they're gonna play this. Didn't see Titans make any comp swaps, so let's see. So I'd actually. Oh, there's a Mei. Sorry, Hydration was on Mei. So we've got obviously the bunker core here. This time we have Decay. Does he get a hack on Jono? I think he might try, but it looks like the LOS might break cut off here, which is fine because Bastion will be able to like punish her at the end of a shift. I mean, for now, this core of Titans is able to move through to this area for free. I assume that's where they want to sit because it's like the only area that doesn't have. It has LOS to like if you would imagine this square has LOS to like this part of the point. So this part is still free for Gladiators to contest, but we'll see. It looks like, yeah, they might actually just utilize this small triangle here as Mei, I suppose. I want to actually see what he does as Mei. It's interesting. Let's see how this fight plays out. Bumper gets the bubble. John is with him. This time, Gladiators have to hard back off. They're coming in a straight line. They're all shooting at the Orisa shield, so Gladiators actually have a lot of space to play with, but they're giving the whole objective to Titans right now. Yeah, so they move in through that square and they take the objective by moving into the middle of the objective. They're able to, in a way, contest anything that wants to contest the objective. Not contest, but actually fight down anything that wants to contest the objective. The second that Gladiators notice this, however, they move back, they rotate back to the high ground. So they don't have anyone to actually contest, so maybe that's what Hydration's for, to just shift onto the point. So they know that Titans are going to be able to just jump onto the point without them contesting them. Because of this really nice like big brain play where they just jump in, and I think it's called a dive or something. And they know they can't recontest because they have no one on the point, so they could just put a mate and just jump her down to shift on the point. It's obviously something that they've discussed before. Like you have to have talked about this before. You can make a play like this. So Bastion's actually slept. Winston's hacked. Looks like Hydration wants to freeze Winston. May ice blocks the Diva Bomb. Everyone's safe because of the wrist assured. Hydration just gets fucked while he's trying to contest point. So this Diva Bomb sent by Janu was basically meant to force Gladiators back into this cover. Once they enter this cover in here, they can't actually shoot onto the point. So obviously they're not. It's a low roll to actually getting a kill with the Diva Bomb, but it forces them back into this spot here, so they can't actually shoot at people on the point yet. And maybe Hydration gets killed. I would actually be amazed if Hydration doesn't get killed. They're not coming close to any ults yet, and Titans still have 3. I guess at the moment Huxel should just start rallying up so they can focus down whoever wants a touch point first. And then they can just grab when they need to. If they need to clean up with it, Primal to stall and take attention away from big threats. The Gladiators might be able to throw at them. I think Titans win this fight. But I think it might be close. Hydration lives, gets naded. Gladiators get a tick. Entire team gets grabbed there. And bumper primals the grab. It looks like it's clean up there. Yeah, there's the EMP, but yeah. Alright. Skip forward a bit. Alright, try and speed this up a bit. I know my last one was a bit too long. So Titans are just going to be holding with Winston Goats. I know Winston Goats. So like I said, the reason, oops, goddamn, the reason Winston is so powerful, you'll see a lot of teams run Winston, like Winston Goats, just like chucking Winston onto like a team comp you see, is because this objective is so easy to just get boops. It's so easy. Then any time that the enemy team gets onto this point, you just primal boop boop boop. And like I said, it's so easy to actually get ult charge for your Winston. So many chokes to cleave through, and I think we'll see that actually unless Gladiators play a nice like alternate comp, like a dive comp perhaps. Speed this up. So looks like Gladiators might be coming out with solo tank, triple DPS comp. And I'm assuming they know the Titans are running this Winston comp, because if they scout the comp and decide to still attack, it means, Gladiators were running this comp to beat the Winston comp. So to do this, Gladiators decided, alright, we're just gonna deny bumper cleave. So Hydration and Big Goose are able to come through the high ground axis. Roar is able to actually just not be phased. He's not phased by Winston. He takes no damage from Winston basically. And Shaz is just there to keep him up. Roar is gonna basically be a little bunker from where Decay, Roar, and Shaz can all kind of play and hide, and Decay can actually try and branch around the map with his shift, his sprint. So Shorefall Scouts. Do they swap? Nope. They want to keep it. So let's look at this. What positions do these people take? So straight away they notice Jono in the forward position. You move into this position in case teams want to move straight through, like with that position transitioning through this house here, because you can just zoom up to here and boop them onto like this location on your way out, where like Brig will be ready to just shield bash and cleave, and you're dead. So Gladiators want to force out Jono before moving on. They'll probably force out the Diva. She'll fly off, and then they'll probably move on to the Winston, try and force the Winston off, and then collectively move forward. So you can think of Raw as kind of like a little home base. Eventually, every time they pressure a tank away, they're going to keep moving forward. So I want to see. It shouldn't be a fast pace. It should be a slow grind, because Gladiators comp, the triple DPS, is basically just banking on nanoing barrage and EMP. So just EMP the team, nano barrage, pretty simple, pretty easy cleanup. There shouldn't be much explaining needed. I'm just gonna keep the viewer like this until something happens. Yeah, so John is forced out. Raw takes this opportunity to move forward, as you can see. Like, he moved from this door to these stairs. Hydration's moving. He's not actually moving through this side. He forced Jano out and now is moving through the middle here. So Gladiators are trying to corral Titans into moving backwards onto the point. Because if they sit on point with a Winston, they can't actually like bunker up properly like they could with a Reinhardt. You know, they don't have a shield to shoot behind. They have to sit inside this house, like either this house or this house, and come out when the actual thing is contested. So let's say Orisa on the Gladiators contests the point, and Titans are hiding in here. I'm trying to say that this is why Iris is such a good pick for contesting a solo tank, because the fortified just allows her just to tank like for like that 6 seconds or so, just absorb damage. So there's Bumper trying to get the cleave, but like I said, you're not going to get much damage versus an Orisa. So Bumper's at 40%. It's been 40 seconds. He's at 40%. That's 1% per second. He's basically trying to deny Raw any opportunity to move forward. So while Titan's front line is focusing Raw like this, and he's basically for the most part surviving, we see Hydration just shooting into the backline for free. I mean, not for free because John has got his down over him, but you understand. So Rule is born. Shorefall trades out with Twilight though. I wonder how Twilight died. Where was he? Oh, there you go. Probably hacked him. Yeah, the monk left him or something. That's cool. So it's a trade, but Rule is pretty important to the team. Decay might actually get away. Yeah, it looks like Decay is gonna live. Shorefall Telly's out. No, Huxel dealt with Shorefall, and we move on to the next fight. Obviously, Gladiators are just building ults at this point. They just want to farm ults for their EMP barrage. There's not much they can do to poke out Hydration either, so he's just going to continue to just fly wherever he wants. So yeah, like I said, versus Sombra, versus Pharaoh, this triple DPS comp, you basically just have to hide into this house. You have to. Hydration's obviously sitting on point. They might come out to contest him. He gets away for free. They don't give up a tick, hypothetically, because Hydration's threatened by this aggro, and they would only aggro him to actually force him away. But he wants that because he wants them to transition to a point where he can barrage. Shorefall doesn't have EMP yet, but I imagine they're going to chase him on. It keeps them on their toes, it keeps the pressure up, which is what you want to be doing as goats. You don't want to let people collect their resources and wait until they can attack for free. You always want to be like putting pressure on them somehow, whether it's objective or flanks or transitions or ults. Let's continue. So they don't actually chase him. Instead, they wanna. Looks like. Okay, Diva's hacked. It looks like they want to push in on the Ana or the Mercy. So they nano Winston. No, they don't have nano. They're rallying up. They nano Barrage preemptively, which looks fine because they've hacked the Diva. So they sleep. Hydration, which is like expected. Decay finishes off the hacked Janu, and now they should be able to just sit on the point for free. If Titans want to contest this, they have to take a lot of damage from like multiple sources, like the Pharaoh from. Yeah, just the Pharaoh, it looks like. Alright, moving on. So coming into second.
Objective lost.
So Decay's sitting up right flank with his EMP. Looks like does all Gladiators want to move through the right side? Okay, so I'll pause it here. So Decay is moving in through the middle to set up an EMP. Orisa and the rest of the Gladiators. We've got a Mei now with Bap. I actually want to see how to utilize this Mei. I'm not really too sure what they're going to do here. Yeah. I wonder why they like using Mei so much on this point. So the Nano Winston, he jumps in. Is it just to stop the Nano? Stop the Winston? Is that what it does? Does he just put all out?
Hello there. I'm feeling unstoppable.
There's the wall. It's not actually getting that much damage. Forces bongos in the meanwhile. Yeah, there. Sombra and Brigo 1v1 on the point. Bumper gets forced out now. Do Gladiators move forward? I'd like to see him move forward now. Yep, so they take that space. That was just lost. The Sun, they have EMP. Right. This is the grab. They know that they have EMP, so they want to grab early. Disrupt like all the momentum they've built, and possibly build another primal for. Sorry, not primal, nano for Twilight. There's EMP though. It's 3. And it is Anabaptist. So they might be able to live through this actually. And like, look at this. Look at this freeze. Look how much he's freezing him. He's gonna freeze the Zarya too. Oh my god, this is crazy. And they Visor. Are they beat dropping? Yeah. Slime already beat drop. Oh damn. He beat dropped to save from the EMP, but they all just got burnt down. Yeah. Damn. Crazy. Bit of a. Slime's hacked. Who's nanoed? Decay. Decay's nanoed. I guess they just like Decay must have insane aim or some shit. Alright. They're gonna freeze Jono to stop his DM and then kill Jono and DMAC Jono. Kill Slime, DMAC Jono. Slime dead. Who did they go after first? Bumper. Okay, Bumper's first. I think this is over. Like, Titans had only a few ways to come back. Their Diva was the last way. Like, now their comp is just scuffed. And if Gladiators can, like, kind of just regain their composure from losing that bit of momentum from the Diva Bomb, then they're okay. Yeah, look, Decay against Punch by Haxor. That was probably like their one chance to get a one shot off. Salmonsu does. There goes the beat drop. Hydration is like 1 health. That's crazy. But they win. Let's pick this up. Nice.
Initiating match. Ready for battle. Ready for battle.
Okay, so got to start this fight. Gladiators using the exact same comp they used for first round, so I should need to explain this again. This time Titans using May, blocks off the LOS. However, he gets hacked as they come in. I guess they gotta know the Decay is hiding back there. It looks like this time they just want to speed boost around, so obviously Raw gets a huge cleave on as they go through, and then there's the same Anonade as before, hitting the wall. And then they're done. You can't do much if you're antied against a Winston just standing still around a corner.
30 seconds remaining.
Okay, so such little time remaining that Titans are gonna have to make a beeline straight for point.
10
I don't agree
seconds
with.
remaining.
I don't know. I feel like Gladiators could afford to maybe even just set up on the point at this point because they shouldn't have any fear from Titans actually having any ults to remove them from the point unless they're worried about Maywall, I guess. Like just blocking LOS for long enough to get close enough to kill him, but like you can just zap through Maywall. So it looks like they're gonna make the transition through Little Red House. But Raw misses the cleave. Instead tries to 1v1 the May. Could be a good choice. D.Va slept. Wow, they woke her. That's unlucky. And C9. Okay, nice. So he slept the D.Va, slowed them. Lucio something with freeze. I don't know. It was just lucky timing in the end. But there's not really much Titans comp can do against Gladiators with that ult
Ready
charge.
for battle. Ready.
Skip forward again a little bit. So Gladiators just need the first point, exact same comp they used before. Meanwhile, Titans are using a different comp. Orisa D.Va, Sombra, Pharah, Mercy, Ana. Now what's funny about this comp is that it straight up loses to Dive. So I wonder if Gladiators might just stick with this comp or actually just swap to Dive. Because I don't see how Twilight survives like Tracer, Sombra, Winston Dive. And then yeah. Alright, Gladiators want to swap to double sniper. Good enough, fair enough. Like that's perfect as well. You just burst down Orisa shield. So what's gonna happen? I imagine they just put the Orisa shield down here. Hanzo bursts it down. So Shawfall, Hydration, Raw are all gonna be focusing down the Orisa shield with help from Big Goose with the damage boost on Hydration probably. Meanwhile, the Gladiators Titans have literally just Bumper and Jano for shield break. Like Gladiators win shield break every time. Once the shield goes down, Titans are forced to retreat back to point. They don't have a Lucio, so they're forced to bunker at all times. They're going to be forced back into this building, either bunker up on the point down there and play from there, which I don't agree with because once their shield goes down again to spam, like they kind of just have nowhere to retreat to. So just straight away, like double sniper. What does it do? So this core, like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4, just by sitting behind the shield, they force. Just by sitting behind the Orisa shield, they basically break the opponent's Orisa shield because they have better shield break, yes. But their Widow, what does the Widow do? The Widow forces enemies behind the Orisa shield in the first place. So any person that's not behind this Orisa shield, or not behind a piece of cover, or not behind geometry, they're basically in a possibility to get sniped by Decay. If you're standing behind this dildo thing and he grapples up here, maybe he gets a headshot on you. You always want to be behind your shield. Your shield is the 100% the best way to deny widows, which is the purpose in the first place. Playing Widow forces the enemy team to all gather behind the Orisa shield, so once that shield goes down, they're all clumped together for an anti-nade from Shaz, which I guess is why the Jano is on D.Va, but like that's not the only reason. It's because like once the shield goes down, they run, they scatter and run, and then all gladiators have to do is just move to point and cap. So let's get this started. Alright, Hydration's actually swapped to Hog. So they're playing the double sniper, same comp essentially, just with Hog instead of D.Va. So Shore 4 and Hydration to stop. It's a little bit more shield damage, but it also allows them to poke out the Pharaoh a little bit more because Hydration can just right click on them. I think I like the Diva a bit more though, just because you take less damage from the Pharaoh. So you're going to see this a lot. You're going to just see Raw keep dropping shield, it breaks the back off. Raw drop shield, it breaks the back off. That's because Titans had the first shield advantage. So when they have shield down already, they'll have shield on cooldown to just drop as soon as the shield breaks. So you have to break 2 shields as Gladiators. But like, another reason you're playing, I guess, this Orisa Hog comp is because even if your shield breaks, Titans aren't able to do much to you. Titans' win composition isn't killing you behind your shield, it's killing you as you transition. So obviously you're going to transition through one of these ways, and Haxel by then will want to have Barrage. So maybe if you come through this way, Haxel will be waiting up here, he'll come around down here and just Barrage from up here. That's their only win con. So between Barrages, I mean it's not their only win con, between Barrages they're going to be utilizing EMP, and Nano maybe, I doubt it, maybe Nano and Barrage. But what do you follow up with on EMP, honestly? Like, there's not much. So they slowly make this transition. Shorefall gets antied, killed by Bomber, who also kills Decay. Bomber kills both snipers. So, I mean, I guess they gonna see what happens until this ends. So there's the Nano Barrage. No, not Nano Barrage, just regular Barrage. Which I don't agree with at all. Like, if you have Gladiators split up, so like Decay's down here. There's only 5 of them set up here and they don't have speed, so it's not like they can run away and escape. They have to sit here until they decide they want to do something. Why would you want to ult first? Especially Barrage, because Barrage is an ultimate, right? If you kill someone with an ultimate, you don't gain ult charge. It's an ult efficiency by killing someone with an ult charge, like a Diva Bomb, Barrage, Genji Blade. So yeah, Gladiators should be able to just come in, like, without any fear now. Unless you think someone's Suez EMP, which he basically does. So, I mean, now Gladiators swap to their own Pharaoh. Double Sniper Pharaoh. Okay, so idea behind double Sniper Pharaoh is same thing as before. We have Hydration sitting behind. There is a shield burning down their shield. We have DK probably taking like an off angle with a grapple, moving like around. He wants to take it as big an angle as possible, maybe even moving into this location if he can stay unpunished. And then you also now have Hydration, who is shooting from this angle up top. So you have an angle coming down from the sky, you have an angle from the ground, and you have an angle from the side or from the back, depending on how Decay flanks. Whereas this shield obviously only has one side. No shit. So let's see how let's see what happens. Shaz gets bumper. I want to see how it happens though. I didn't get it. I guess Bumper just took a shit ton of damage from wait, maybe I can find out. 25 from Hydration. Looks like the whole team. Oh, I guess that's not how it works. Yeah, I don't really care too much. Anyway, Titans have a shield now, so they have nothing to hide from double snipers. So they're basically lost. I don't think there's any reason to watch the rest of this. I don't. If Titans win this, I'll rewatch the whole fight. But yeah, nah, GG. It was a good match. Like I really enjoy watching Gladiators. One of my favorite teams simply because they show a lot of ingenuity in their comps. They have a lot of creativity in their comps, and they've actually, I don't know if anyone really remembers this, but the playoffs for season 1, like the smartest strategy I've ever seen in any pro match ever. Utilizing Strawful and Brig as a fake, and swapping a Widow, if anyone remembers on King's Row. But yeah, I'll probably do another like higher tier match again. I prefer these over like watching Atlanta vs Shock. It wasn't really that great. Both teams made a lot of mistakes, but it's more enjoyable seeing teams actually play correctly and play competitively at the same time. So yeah, till next time.